As the dawn light flooded Bendigo Valley, a digger stood outside his tent and, tossing back his head, crowed like a rooster, lustily and long. Nearby another crowed, then another, till presently the cry was taken up all over the field. At the same time, an ex-sailor began hammering out 8 bells in a frying pan. Such was the excitement on Bendigo Creek in 1852. G'day folks, welcome back to another adventure. It's Richie here. Now today we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Today I've come out to a historic area in the Bendigo Goldfields, a place that was quite popular in the later stages of the 1800s, once the alluvial workings on Bendigo Creek sort of dried up. And today I'm not going to be targeting gold, I'm going to be targeting relics. This is my true passion. This is what I absolutely love, the history of the goldfields and the people that were out here. And you know, when you can come out to an area like this and you can find some artifacts from the people, the pioneers and the adventurers that came out, that left their homes and came to this foreign land looking for their treasure and looking for their life's adventure. When you can find those things and hold them in your hand, I just don't think there's anything cooler than that. So I've got the Gold Monster 1000 because it's nice and light. So if there are any interesting sort of tailings or workings, I might have a little bit of a squiz at that. But for the most part today, I'm going to be running the Garrett AT Pro, which I've used for quite a few years, and yeah, it's a relic hunting machine. So hopefully we can turn up some old history and I'll show you guys anything that I find. And yeah, I look forward on going on this journey together today. Super excited. Yeah, relic hunting was the first sort of treasure hunting that I got involved in, probably I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I would say. Let's get out into the bush and see what we can find. Well, I found this really cool little spot just here. Now on this side, it's really steep, and then on this side it's even steeper, and then it all works down into this little shallow little gutter, this little gully. And as I was walking along, you can see just in here, there was a little hut. You know, it's very small. It's probably 4 meters by 4 meters, if that. But the cool thing about this is that you've got this little spot here, and then if we work our way down this way a little bit, there's another little hut. Mine's someone's bloody rubbish. And we've got another little hut site here. There's just little mounds. There's not much to, you know, give away that there was anything here at all, but this is all sort of stacked stone just here. And then we've got the little gutter that runs up the middle here. So here's another one. And then just over here, we can see that they've dug a little test hole here. And then if we come back towards the gutter again, it follows down this way. And here we have a slightly larger little hut site. This one, yeah, probably maybe 5 meters by 5 meters. There's a lot of country rock used, but a little bit of small amount of bricks as well. And then we come through here. You see they've taken out a fair bit of material out of this gutter. And there's another, I think, yeah. There's another one here. Another one here. I don't know if that's 5 so far. Is there any more? That's 5, I reckon. I can't see any more. But how cool's that? So we've got this little wash here that they were obviously working. And then just lined up over about no more than a 80-metre stretch. We've got 5 little huts. So you might be within your rights to ask the question, like, why do I care about these little hut sites that are all, stacked together here? I just think the social history of it is awesome. Like, could you imagine, 1870, and you've got a German camp here, you've got an English camp there, you've got an Italian camp a little bit further down. This is all in my imagination, mind you. The grief, the squabbles, the laughter, the fights, all of that type of thing happening just here. And people that have come from thousands and thousands of kilometres away from their home to end up in this tiny little valley right here, this tiny little trench, sleeping under the stars and praying to whatever God they believed in that this was going to be where their fortune lay. Now, sadly, this doesn't look like terribly rich ground based on the workings, so I don't expect that they maybe made their fortunes here, but to be a fly on the wall and to listen to those conversations would just be amazing. And even standing here now, it's so quiet. But this little valley that is 80 metres in width by 150 metres in length, at one time echoed the voices of these adventurers. The sound of that laughter, of those conversations, of those shouts of grief and pleasure, depending on their day, echoed off the parents of these trees that's standing here right now. And off the dirt and the rock that is still here. Crazy. Awesome history. Awesome history. Let's see if we can find some of their relics. Wouldn't that even be cooler? We found where they lived. Let's find their gold coins. So I've just dug this 2-hole button here. It's just next to this little test hole that they had going. And the cool thing about this is there's actually a little bit of material, a little bit of fabric still left on it there, which is absolutely unbelievable, really. That's so cool. Let's see what else we can find around here. Well, folks, I was just working this little mully keep that I found, and I got this little screaming target on the monster. It's a little bit of quartz ore. I'm not sure how much gold's going to be in there. I've tried to give it a little bit of a field clean, and yeah, I can't see any colour on it, but we'll crush that when we get home together, and we'll see how much gold comes out of there. And this is a good example, towards the later stages of the 1800s, and even before then, a lot of the alluvial gold had run out, and quartz mining, was the #1 game in town. And it's a bit sad in my mind because a lot of the adventurers who came out to find their fortunes, those that didn't have success and weren't able to go back to England or China or other places that they'd come from, ended up working in the mines, collecting and taking out this quartz ore that was very rich in gold. I'll put a little link at the top of the screen now, hopefully, around another video that I've made talking about George Lancel, the quartz king of Bendigo. And he was certainly aware of the value of the gold that was found in Bendigo's quartz. But yeah, cool little specimen here. We'll crush that up at the end of the video and we'll see what's in there. Okay, folks, well, I've just found another little specimen. I, again, cannot see any gold on this one either, so we'll have to crush that up when we get home and discover what that is together. So I'm not going to spend too much time here because I want to move on and have a look for some more relics. As I said, that's the plan of attack today, but it is nice to find a few little pieces of gold when you're not expecting to. So in between. So I found that first piece, and then I found 2 little lead shot, and then this little piece here. So yeah, 50% strike rate, which, as everyone out there will know, is far better than usual. So I'm very happy. Okay, folks. Well, I'm about 40 meters above where their huts were, and I've just found this reed. Now I know what that's off, but I think because of the heat, my mind is not allowing me to make the connection. But it's definitely a reed off a instrument. So yes, they were getting amongst the festivities out here, that's for sure, which does warm my heart. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, let's see what else we can find. So I've just stumbled across this melted piece of lead. It's very white and quite indicative of the time. You know, old prospectors and diggers being bored around a campfire and melting this lead, often from bullets into random little things, fishing weights and whatnot, little game pieces. So that's actually quite a cool little find, although it seems quite boring. Take that home and clean it up. Awesome. Well, everyone, I've just come up a little bit of the slope here and found the road that they were using to come out of that gully. And I had like a pretty, how would you describe it? Like a flat target. It was sort of in the 40s. And I pulled it out and I thought, oh yeah, that's just a bit of scrap tin. But it's actually got some sort of design on there, and it's sort of folded up. So I'm going to very, very gently here try and flatten this out and open it up, and we'll see what it is. Hopefully I don't destroy it. Give me 1 second. Well, it wasn't possible to open it up without actually sort of breaking it. But yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's just say it was a part of the casting of an old treasure box that maybe was carting out 100 kilos of gold. Let's just go with that. But that makes me optimistic that this road might contain some interesting artifacts. So let's have a look at it. Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you do enjoy my content, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe and like this video. And I'd really like to thank all the people out there that have stopped me down the street and thanked me for making the videos that I do. And for those people that have requested to come along for a day, I'd be really keen to make that happen down the road once I've got more than a few hours to get out in the bush. So yeah, thank you for all those nice words. I really appreciate it. I've ran out of time and it's getting quite warm, as you can tell by this amount of sweat that's coming off me. As I said at the start of this video, this is like my real passion, is getting out and trying to find pieces of history that have been lost. It's good to clean up the bush, get rid of these foreign materials, but also to save these relics. Otherwise they will corrode over time and then just be lost, and a lot of the stories that come with these artifacts will be lost too, and I think that's really sad. I've spent quite a few hours in the bush and has found some really, really interesting things, coins and buttons and tokens and pieces of clothing, buckles, all sorts of things. And it's a really cool hobby to have. It's a lot easier to find artifacts than it is to find gold. So if you're anything like me and you're a little bit on the impulsive side, it can really quench your thirst a little bit quicker than what gold prospecting can do. But that being said, today I found that little spot and dug 4 holes and got 2 pieces of gold. So yeah, please do stick around. We'll go back home, we'll crush that up, see what we've got, and go from there. Well, I'm back home now. We'll crush up these 2 pieces of quartz and see what we get, and then we'll chuck them on the scales. Let's have a look. And this is the 5 little pieces of gold that came out of those 2 rocks. Now, those 4 on the right hand side were out of that small little piece, and then that larger piece on the left that came out of that bigger piece. That's a beautiful piece of gold. I'll try and put up some close-up photos of that now. It's one of the most beautiful pieces of gold I've ever seen. Now, this little adventure just goes to show that you You never know what you're going to find when you go out there on these adventures. Sometimes you might be looking for relics and you find gold like this, and vice versa. Sometimes you might go out looking for gold and find something completely different. So I'll put these on the scale now and we'll see what we've got. Okay, let's start with these smaller pieces. Don't think they're going to trouble the scorers too much. So we've got there 0.9, so nearly 0.1. And then this larger little piece, what we have there, 0.46. So yeah, 0.46. Very happy with that. That equates to about $65, $70 in today's gold prices. But more importantly, just some beautiful little pieces of gold that I was not expecting to find. So we are expecting a little bit of a change in the weather soon, which means it'll be a lot more comfortable to get out and do these adventures. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So until next time, good luck on the Goldfields, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
Home is where you start.